Hey there, pirates! Welcome aboard the Anime channel. Akainu and Garp do not have a very good relationship as comrades, mainly because they both follow completely opposite ideologies. With the events currently unfolding in the One Piece manga, there is a great chance that Garp may prioritize his grandson Luffy even more, leading to him being expelled from the Marines. In today's video, we will talk about the possible reasons that would lead to Garp being expelled from the Marines by Akainu, causing Garp to play an even bigger role in this final saga. And folks, unfortunately, the spots for the free Super Masterclass on how to draw anime are quickly running out, so I'll leave a message from Professor Noah for you all.
Hey there, future anime masters, Noah here. As you've heard, spots for our masterclass are dwindling fast. Initially, we opened just 500 spots, but they filled up on the first day. So we opened up more spots, and now we're closing registrations once and for all. I want to let you know that this is your chance to learn my techniques that can teach anyone, even those without talent, how to draw anime. So click the link in the description to sign up for the free class.
Guys, Akainu is one of the most powerful current Marines, currently being the Fleet Admiral, which gives him the right to command the Marines as he sees fit. This means that Akainu could even expel Garp from the Marines due to his bloodline, something he clearly does not respect, showing no consideration for Garp's past achievements. Before we address the reasons behind this lack of respect, it is important to understand Akainu's view of Garp. All of Akainu's views regarding Garp are related to his grandson Luffy. Akainu almost always refers to Luffy as Dragon's son, considering him a global threat based solely on his heritage. For Akainu, Luffy must be eliminated at all costs. This obsession is even more evident after Ace's death, when Akainu relentlessly pursues Luffy, ignoring all other threats and focusing solely on taking Luffy's life. Even after Shanks' intervention, which allowed Luffy to escape, Akainu does not give up his pursuit. During the Marineford War, Akainu showed frustration at not being able to kill Luffy, but he did manage to leave him with an X-shaped scar covering most of his chest, as well as completely breaking his spirit. This fixation on eliminating Luffy, even after the war, is evident when Akainu sends an admiral to capture or kill him 2 years after the events in Marineford. The situation intensifies after Doflamingo's defeat and Luffy's rise as one of the Emperors of the Sea. Akainu becomes even more furious with Luffy's fame, especially after the events in Tatoland and the fall of Kaido and Big Mom. When Luffy is an egghead and expresses his intention to declare war, Akainu shows his anger. Sakazuki then sends Kizaru to deal with Luffy and help Lucci. Because of Luffy, Garp is seen by Akainu with very little respect, despite having been a vice admiral, a hero of the Marines, who could have reached the rank of admiral. This lack of respect is largely due to Garp's bloodline, which connects him to criminals like Dragon and Luffy. Garp, in turn, tried to kill Akainu for executing Ace, having to be restrained by Sengoku. It is not clear whether this caused an increase in rivalry between the two men, or if it caused problems within the Marines with those who prefer Garp's sense of justice over Akainu's. This lack of respect for Garp and his bloodline is a reflection of Akainu's extreme view of justice and threats to global security, making him one of the most striking antagonists in the world of One Piece. With the final saga of One Piece unfolding, it is increasingly likely that Garp will begin to show greater affection for Luffy, his beloved grandson. Blood ties and family bonds may end up outweighing loyalties to the Marines, leading Garp to make decisions that go against Akainu's interests and those of the Marines themselves. Throughout Luffy's journey, Garp has been a complex figure. Despite his position in the Marines and his loyalty to the world government, he has always shown a special affection for his grandson, even if it puts him in conflict with the principles of justice he swore to protect. As the situation intensifies and Luffy becomes more and more of a threat to Akainu's plans and the status of the Marines, it is possible that Garp will be forced to choose between his duty and his family love. While Akainu represents the rigidity of absolute justice and duty to the Marines, Garp is a sailor who, despite appearing rough, has a great heart, willing to sacrifice his position and reputation for those he loves most. This possible turn in the relationship between Garp and Luffy will certainly create an intense and exciting emotional conflict in the story of One Piece, with potentially devastating consequences for all involved. The possibility of Garp opposing the Navy and Akainu on behalf of Luffy raises serious questions about his future within the Navy Even though he is currently retired and only looking after the younger sailors, he is still an important member of the Navy. Akainu, known for his inflexibility and lack of mercy, could very well decide to expel Garp from the Navy if he disobeys orders or positions himself against the organization's interests. The relationship between Garp and Akainu is already tense, and the prospect of Garp acting against the Navy would certainly intensify that tension. Akainu, who has already shown himself willing to do whatever is necessary to eliminate any threat to world security, could even try to take Garp's life if he stands in his way obstinately. This would create a deep emotional and moral confrontation, not only between Garp and Akainu, but also within the Navy itself, creating a division between them, with some sailors supporting Akainu and others supporting Garp. However, even in the face of these threats, it is possible that Garp, driven by love for Luffy, may decide to follow his own path, regardless of the consequences. The potential confrontation between Garp and Akainu also raises questions about the role of Sengoku, another important character with a long and complex history in the Navy. As one of the most respected leaders of the institution, Sengoku could try to intervene on Garp's behalf, attempting to avoid a direct conflict between the two. However, Akainu's inflexible personality suggests that not even Sengoku's influence would be able to change his mind. Akainu is known for his determination and firmness in his convictions, and it is unlikely that he would yield to pressure, even from someone as respected as Sengoku. While Sengoku represents the old guard with its traditional values and sense of duty, Akainu personifies the New Order, with its more radical and relentless approach. Akainu may not even respect Sengoku, making him unwilling to listen to the advice of the former fleet admiral. Garp's possible departure from the Navy, whether by his own choice or by being expelled, could have significant repercussions not only for him, but also for the world of One Piece as a whole. Without the ties that bind him to the Navy, Garp could choose to follow a new path, possibly joining pirates like the Straw Hats, aligning himself with Sword, a group within the Navy that follows its own objectives, choosing not to follow the rules and orders of the Sakai Saifu and instead their own, or even joining the revolutionaries to seek to achieve their goals. Garp has always been portrayed as a complex character who values justice but also has a strong sense of morality and ethics. His decision to ally with groups considered enemies of the Navy could be motivated by his search for a fairer and more balanced system, especially after witnessing the injustices committed in the name of absolute justice. An alliance between Garp and the revolutionaries, for example, could give him the opportunity to fight against injustices from within the system, using his experience and influence to promote significant changes in the world of One Piece. On the other hand, an alliance with pirates could put him on a direct collision course with the Navy, challenging his old beliefs and forcing him to question his own sense of justice. For this reason, it is likely that Garp will ally himself with Sword, still being somewhat linked to the Navy, but acting as he wishes, seeking a form of justice that is fairer and not as severe as Akainu's. Whatever path Garp chooses, his departure from the Navy will certainly have a lasting impact on the history of One Piece, shaping not only his own destiny, but also the final course of Luffy's great adventure and his companions. This possible alliance of Garp with pirates, Sword, or revolutionaries could also make Garp's presence in the story even more relevant, making him a key player in the development of certain events. By joining groups that challenge the Navy, or even the Sakai Seifu, Garp could help expose the flaws and corruptions of the existing system, raising questions about the true meaning of justice and who truly benefits from it. Furthermore, Garp's decision to distance himself from the Navy could have a profound impact on his relationship with important characters, such as his own son, Dragon, leader of the revolutionaries, and his grandson, Luffy. Finally, Garp's departure from the Navy and his subsequent alliance with some important group could be a crucial turning point in the history of One Piece, leading to unforeseen consequences that will have a great impact on the story. That's a wrap for today's content. We hope you enjoyed it and want to share your thoughts on the subject. Don't forget to share the video, give it a thumbs up, and catch you in the next video. Take care and stay awesome.